Not out of anger or regret, but out of a deep respect for my peace, my time, and the clarity I've gained. Turning 65 has taught me something simple yet profound. Walking away from certain relationships doesn't mean I'm bitter, it means I've learned to protect what's sacred. For years, I was the one who always showed up, for everyone. Family, friends, co-workers, neighbors. But with time, I saw clearly that not every connection is worth preserving. Not every tie deserves to be tightened. In this video, I'll share the life lessons that led me here, how relationships shift naturally, how the value of time increases as we age, and why what once felt like loneliness now feels like peace. If this resonates with you, or even challenges what you believe, you're in the right place. Subscribe to the Candle of Wisdom channel and give this video a like. Let's explore how this mindset can lead to a simpler, more fulfilling life. When you turn 65, some things hit harder than ever. One truth becomes impossible to ignore: time is no longer infinite. In our younger years, we spent hours on conversations that went nowhere, maintained connections out of guilt, or stuck with people because it seemed polite. But at this age, every minute feels more precious. This isn't about fear, it's about clarity. Time has become more than just hours and days, it's the compass that guides my choices. A sunrise feels brighter. A quiet walk feels deeper. Even simple moments, like enjoying a cup of coffee or hearing a bird sing, feel sacred now. And so I ask myself, does this bring me peace? Is this aligned with who I am today? Not every person or situation deserves a portion of my time anymore. That's not selfish, it's wise. I've trimmed down my social circle not out of spite, but out of self-respect. I no longer say yes to every gathering. I no longer force small talk. Instead, I seek meaningful connections, ones where I feel seen and heard. A quiet afternoon with someone who truly understands me now feels more fulfilling than a room full of noise where I feel invisible. If something doesn't nourish me, I let it go. Why? Because time spent on the wrong thing steals time from what truly matters. Time has become my most trusted friend. It nudges me to slow down. It reminds me to make thoughtful decisions. It gives me permission to let go without guilt. This isn't isolation, it's honoring my life. There are no rules about how to spend your time after 65, but I'll tell you this: focus on what truly matters. If you've been feeling the same, know that you're not alone. It's not about how many years are left, it's about how well you use them. Fill your life with peace, purpose, and people who lift your spirit. Because once you start seeing time as a treasure, everything begins to shift. Some relationships were never meant to last, and that's okay. For so long, I believed that being available to everyone made me a good person. But I now know that not all relationships are created equal. Some uplift you, others drain you. This wisdom didn't arrive overnight, it came through pain, joy, and years of lived experience. I've been hurt by people I trusted. I've had family drift away. I've been left wondering, what did I do wrong? But now, I see things differently. People change. Life moves forward. And sometimes, the healthiest thing you can do is let go. One of the most freeing realizations is this: healthy relationships don't take constant effort to maintain. They're balanced. There's a natural give and take. You don't have to chase love. You don't have to convince someone to care. Now, my circle may be smaller, but it's more meaningful. I ask myself, do they really listen? Do they make my life lighter or heavier? If it's the latter, I let go, gracefully. And yes, sometimes I miss those who've taken different paths. I think of old friends and distant relatives. But I no longer feel regret. I feel gratitude. They were part of my story. They helped shape who I am. And for that, I'm thankful, even if they no longer walk beside me. As you grow older, trust becomes more complex. Trust is fragile. When broken, it leaves cracks that don't always heal. I used to trust easily. I gave my heart, my loyalty, my time without hesitation. But over the years, I've learned to move slower, to be more discerning. I've been let down. A relative who chose distance. A friend who saw me only for what I could do. A colleague who prioritized profit over loyalty. These experiences didn't harden me, but they did wise me up. Now, when I meet someone new, I no longer think, how do I connect with them? Instead, I ask, what are their intentions? That caution isn't cold, it's protective. I trust my instincts now. If something feels off, I honor that feeling. I've walked away from relationships that felt toxic. Even long-standing ones. Because keeping my peace matters more than history. Yet, I'm also constantly reminded that good still exists. A neighbor checking in during bad weather. A kind stranger going the extra mile. These moments restore my faith and trust, but on my terms. The key is balance. Keep your circle close, set healthy boundaries, and give your trust slowly, to those who've earned it. After 60, boundaries become sacred. The world has changed. Life moves faster. Screens dominate our interactions. We're more connected digitally than ever before, but something essential has been lost: warmth, presence, simplicity. Once, families gathered just because they wanted to, not because they had to. Conversations were long and heartfelt. Neighbors were friends. Doors stayed open. Now, most of us are racing, juggling to-do lists, glued to devices, missing the moments that truly matter. I love being able to video call my grandchildren. I'm grateful for technology that reconnects me with old friends. But even with all these tools, real connection often feels harder to find. Nothing replaces sitting across from someone, hearing their voice, feeling their presence. That's the kind of connection I crave more and more. I don't long for the past, I just long for what's real. So I say no more often. Not because I'm stubborn, but because I choose presence over pressure. Simplicity over chaos. Meaning over noise. There's freedom in solitude, not fear. At this age, I've discovered something surprising: solitude isn't loneliness. They are not the same. Loneliness is the ache of wanting something more. But solitude, it's peace. It's reflection. It's wholeness. In quiet moments, I've found clarity I never had before. A gentle breeze through the trees. The sunset melting into the horizon. A warm cup of tea on the porch. These are not moments to fill, they are moments to feel. Being alone has become one of the richest parts of my life. I don't fear it. I welcome it. I sit with my memories. I reflect not on what went wrong, but on what I've learned. So, if you find yourself pulling back at 65, if you're choosing peace over people, if you feel joy in solitude rather than fear, know this: it's not a flaw, it's a gift. You're not giving up on connection, you're making space for something deeper. And that makes all the difference.